Hello and welcome to Estadio Vivar Velez here in the heart of Velez, Malaga. Just about 20 minutes from our home base in Almun. We are here and excited for the upcoming clash of the FC Malaga City under-18s against the Velez Club de Football under-19. So climbing an age group today is our FCMC under-18 side, coached by Mariano and Adrian Dominguez. Of course, a name that you'll all be familiar with from last season as well as this season. And as the teams start taking to the field now for this friendly, we should have the lineup graphic flashing up just as soon as we get all the sound dialed in quickly back on the production table. Ellie Brett next to me will click the button now. The intro goes away as if by magic. The away team list pops up, and here we have the lineup for you. So in goal is number 1, dropping down from the under-19, Subert Solakowski today. At right back, we have Luke Manier. Luca and Diego make up the center back partnership with Dalton Lewison looking like he'll drop in at left back. Shay Leahy and Paul Shaw anchor the midfield, with Hamid, Kile, Edwin, and Shane making up the attacking four. Full host of substitutes today as well, who I'm sure will be getting time in this friendly. But for right now, as we see the players warming up in the background, should be a tough test for us tonight, especially with a club of Velez's stature, who of course is Interterra División, had a good run in the Copa del Rey this season as well. So this will be a stern test for our boys tonight, hoping they're up to the task. We do have a bit of a mixture of squads now, getting towards the business end of the season. A lot of players beginning to leave, movement between teams as well. So you'll see a bit of a mixed squad for the coming friendlies and the remaining fixtures that we have. So we'll run through all those players as we get them. We'll bring you the details on the players as we know them as well. Of course, this stage in the season, the commentators, the camera people, even the producer, we get to know some of these players on a personal level. So we'll have some nice personal anecdotes for them. We know where they're from for having been here for almost 8 months at this point, hasn't it been? Something like that. So we'll have a bit of those stories coming in. As always, keep your comments flowing. We'd love to hear from you tonight throughout the match. We've already got a few. Abraham Ashodi, let's go, boys. Let's get a win here before the big games coming up. Paul Shaw, of course, sunny day in North Carolina to watch a game. Well, Paul, looks like you've got the sunny end of the stick here. It actually has rained on the Costa del Sol today after a few brilliant days in a row. It has poured down today, but the rain seems to have abated for kickoff tonight. And as Abraham Ashodi has referenced, several big games coming up for these under-18s. Are we breaking the news of that upcoming trip yet, or are we going to let the social media do that? We're going to let the social media do that. So instead of telling you now, I'll say keep your eyes peeled to the social channels. A few big trips announcements coming up, and I'm sure people will be delighted with where we are going to go. I for one, am excited to go on a few of these upcoming trips as well. Big shout out to the Cheersmate production team, allowing me to go on some of these trips, have some great experiences away from our home base in Almuñécar and explore a bit more of Spain. As we see the team photos being taken now, prayer being said in the center circle, and we are just about to get underway. Looks like the referee today will be one of the Velez coaches. See the lovely little paint job behind the screen that the Ayuntamiento of Velez did, painting the back buildings blue and white just to support their home side. But today we are supporting none other than the Malaga City under-18s as we are underway. So we'll get ready for names and numbers as they come out. A few of these players are pretty well known to us, so we'll be able to tell you about them. But Velez look to strike early here, driving forward. The shot comes in from range, an early chance easily held by the Polish goalkeeper Solakowski. Solakowski plays short. Bit tough to see on the far side. We do have the positions. That looks like right back Luke Manier, the Australian, I believe, if I am not mistaken. But the ball gets turned over on the far side, and a switch of play all the way back to the Velez goalkeeper. Do have some rookie cameramen on today, so we will be bearing with them and bearing with us, as this is my first time behind the microphone in quite a bit. So it's great to be back with you guys. It's been a bit of a hiatus for me. Been on a trip to Portugal, then we've had a few weeks without games, some holidays. Of course, Semana Santa, the big Easter celebration, was only 2 weeks ago. So we've had quite a bit of a break, but I'm delighted to be back behind the mic with you all today. Hopefully my commentarial rust will wear off before the first 20 minutes set in. Looks like there, for on the left side, might be number 7. That's Shane right now, looking for the forward run of Edwin. Can't pick him out, but good pressure there. There is number 12. That's Edwin pressuring the keeper, forcing him to go long, clear towards the midfield line. Good commanding header there by Diego, the number 4. Fought for in the midfield, ultimately cleared up by Velez, who looked to break in behind. Striker's got a chance here to make it 1-0 in the early stages. Shot comes in, and tell you what, that's a last-ditch block off the line. Who got there? Looks like they're celebrating with Diego a bit there, but alarm bells ringing for Malaga in these early stages. So Luka was caught on the right side, and it was Luka who got the final foot in there just to deflect it over Solikowski's goal, but warning signs in these early stages for Velez, who now, the home side, have a corner within the 3rd minute. Short option, instead corner goes into the center of the area. Solikowski has the line, bounces near the back post, cleared by Dalton Lewiston on the far side, out for another corner. We'll do it again, but from the reverse angle now. So instead of an outswinger, this one looks to be an in-swinger. We'll see how Solikowski deals with this one. He seemed happy to stay on his line there. We'll see if he changes his approach for the second one, but good last-ditch defending there from Lewiston. Although the first contact wasn't one, he did well to sweep up, quickest to react behind the ball. In-swinging corner to be taken for Velez. Kick clash, so they are wearing the bids. The header comes in, falls to the second post. The volley goes wide, looks like for a goal kick, so Lewiston threw himself at it. Doesn't look to have got a touch on it, and the shot went wide. So good first header one in the area, but could only flick as far wide. Looks like it may have, no, referee then does give the deflection, so it was either a great save from Solikowski or a wonderful block from Dalton Lewiston. But either way, another corner is given, a 3rd in succession. This one an outswinger towards the second post, headed clear by Shane. Flicked further clear, but recollected by Velez about 25 yards from goal. Goes into the corner, Shane pressing. The home side maintained possession. Number 6, Shea Lehigh out to defend, swung into the middle, cleared by Luca, then furthered clear by center back partner Diego. Velez center half looks to turn away from pressure, does so successfully, but a bit of a scrappy play on the far side right now. Luke Manier wins it back, and a long ball from Shea Lehigh into the channel, lurking for the run of Edwin. Ball ultimately marshaled back towards the Velez keeper and cleared up towards the midfield line. Diego loses out, and a chance for Velez to break now. Lovely little nutmeg of Lewiston there. Can he get on the end of it? Wow, great pace shown. Tried to turn the corner. I think the referee's blown it back for a foul there on number 18, Luca. So free kick in a dangerous area for the home side. Excuse me. Dangerous free kick coming up now. We've seen a right footer take all 3 set pieces so far, but it looks like they've changed up the taker for this one, as the left footer's over it. No further ado, tries to go quickly and catch Hubert unawares in goal, but he positioned his wall initially very, very well as the shot came caroming off the far side of it, out for a Velez throw-in. So you can see there the striker tried to take it quickly, really deceive our defense. Solikowski had initially placed his wall, was going back to set it up again, but his initial placement was perfect, blocked off the wall. Velez maintained possession. Ball swung into the center of the back, flicked clear by Luca. Fought for, ultimately brought down by Paul Shaw. Lovely little one-touch combination play. Number 17, Hamid Hajali, tries to close it down. Shielded out by Keeley Crockwell on the far side. Out for an FCMC throw, who are really looking to grab a foothold in this game. It's been a scrappy start, and ultimately Velez have had the better of the play in these opening 5 minutes. FCMC now will look to grow into this game a bit more. Just put their foot on the ball as they're trying to do now through Shaw. His left-footed ball over the top, searching for the run of Shane in the corner. Isolated 1 versus 1. Tries to cut inside onto that dangerous light foot, but loses out. Velez showing some good composure at the back just to play around the FCMC press, but only gets as far as Hajali, who ultimately looks like he's won a throw-in on the near side. Yep, that's Dalton Lewiston over there to take. Lewiston takes. There's number 4, Diego, on the ball. Brings it down the Bolivian-American center half. Drives infield confidently. Has Shaw in space. Finds him. Turns away. Looks to clip one over the top for the run of Edwin. But the Velez keeper quickly off his line to claim just before the striker can get a toe to it. A few more comments coming in. Rubson Morera, let's go Team DS. Let's go FC Malaga City Academy. So support coming from all over for our boys tonight. Always great to have so many people in the comments as well. And, of course, keep those comments rolling. Gives us something to talk about. We can interact with you as much as we love to do that. We do focus on the football a bit here. Dalton Lewis in isolated 1-versus-1 loses out as the Velez player drives towards the center of the area. Clipped in just over the head of the on-rushing striker. Cleared only as far as the edge of the area. And second cross swung in. No trouble for Hubert Solikowski in the FCMC net, who claims with ease. Sticking with the FCMC style of play, Solikowski plays out of the back through Gomez, and now Lewiston. Lewiston onto the near side, looking for number 7, Shane. Shane loses out. Velez looks to keep possession again through the center halves. Long ball over the top, has to be dealt with by Diego. Does well to hook clear, follow clear by Paul Shaw. Lanier does well to take it in stride, drives forward confidently now. Not too many numbers in front, but does well to try to find Crockwell. Unfortunately, the pass just a bit too far and out for a Velez goal kick. So good positive play there from the right back, Luke Manier, doing really well to just try to drive the team forward. But you could almost see from that wide shot that there wasn't much support for him there. So other than that ball down the channel to Crockwell, not sure what else he could have done. Possibly could have been better just to cycle it back through the center halves, but this Velez press has been potent so far in these early stages. Don't blame the right back for not wanting to take a risk. Jay Lehigh pressing forward now. Can he get a toe on it? Ooh, slides in dangerously. I was going to say the gleaming of the spikes there. Velez with a chance to break in behind, but the striker just couldn't bring it under his spell. Very English tackle there from Jay Lehigh there, looking like a prime Roy Keane. Studs glistening in the night sky. Of course, with that mention of Roy Keane, we do have to say there is quite a slate of European games tonight. Europa League semifinals, UEFA Conference League semifinals, and the Premier League clash, of course, Manchester United-Chelsea tonight at Old Trafford. So plenty of professional matches tonight, but we could not be happier to be here in Velez commentating and bringing you the Velez under-19s against the FCMC under-18s. We will do our best to keep you apprised of all the scores, as we have some very curious camera people. We have some very curious camera people and commentators looking for the European scores tonight, but a chance for Malaga to break forward as we find West Ham down 1-0 in the early stages at home in the London Stadium to Eintracht Frankfurt, giving up a first-minute goal. So the European dream hanging by a thread in London right now. But over in Velez, Malaga in Spain, we have managed not to concede in the first minute, and we are at a strong 0-0 heading into the 10th. We see Dalton Lewis sitting there, win it back. Paul Shaw coming forward, does well to evade the challenge of one. Picked up by Shane on the left-hand side. This time goes to his left, gets a shot away. Oh, and tell you what, the shot turned into a cross, and just missing that with his outstretched right boot was Edwin. Let's have another look at that great enterprising play by Shane down the left-hand side. Squared it into the middle, and just skipping off the wet turf, just out of the reach of Edwin. First real chance of the match there. Velez look to come forward here. Good play from Diego. Forces the ball wide. The shot comes in from a tight angle over the ball. Now we have a replay of that right there. So good defending from Diego, and then good tracking back from Dalton Lewis in there, just forcing the striker a bit wider. Have a few more comments coming in. Michelle Crockwell watching from Bermuda. Go Team Malaga. Think rooting for Keeley Crockwell on the right-hand side, the London-based Bermudan winger. Of course, has been a key contributor for the under-19s this season, but with a few of the lack of numbers for the under-18s, has dropped down to get some minutes tonight. So it's great to see Keeley. And then we have a comment coming in. ¿Por qué es Malaga City y habla en inglés y no en andaluz? Pues, a decir un poco, tenemos aquí en nuestro equipo muchos extranjeros. En este equipo específicamente no tenemos ni un jugador de España o de algo otro país quien habla español. Solo tenemos un central quien es de Bolivia, pero vive en los Estados Unidos. Así, para muchos de los padres quienes están mirando este partido, tenemos que hablar en inglés. Pues claro, como turista puede hacer los dos idiomas, pero para partidos como esto tenemos que hablar en inglés porque todos los padres son de los Estados Unidos, son de Inglaterra, son del Caribe también, que hemos visto en Bermuda. Así, para estos partidos tenemos que hablar en inglés, pero para varios equipos como City Almun City también hablamos en España. And there we see a chance right at the goal line, but cleared away from the first touch of Edwin. Brave goalkeeping there to come off his line. So have a look at it. Luke Manier swings the ball in. Oh, combination of the center back and Edwin there somehow finds its way back into the keeper's hands. Despite the FCMC protest for a handball, referee waves those protests away. We are still scoreless. Now Manier with the defensive work to do, does well not to clear under pressure, does better just to clear it up the pitch a bit further, wins us a few more yards. Pero para terminar mi punto sobre hablando español, para nuestros partidos cuando hay más españoles hablamos en español, pero para estos partidos y varios cuando nuestros niños de la academia tenemos que hablar en inglés. Pero muchas gracias por mirando nuestro video y ojalá podemos escuchar más de tú. Header on the long throw, flicked clear, but not fully. Shot comes in from range. Great block by Dalton Lewiston. The shot comes in. Dalton Lewiston again with the clearance. We might queue up a replay of that too. Fantastic clearances from the long-haired left back. Now we see Shane look to break down the left-hand side. Good defending from the retreating Velez center half. Does well to clear for a throw-in. A few more comments. We got Fuertes 10 watching from Leesburg, Virginia. Vamos Malaga. So support coming in all the way from Leesburg, Virginia in the U.S. That is on Eastern Standard Time as well. A lot more comments coming in. So on Eastern Standard Time, it's about 3:18 during the workday on this lovely Thursday afternoon in Virginia. So great to have you on the stream with us. Who else have we got? We've got Yusuf. Let's go Malaga. Football Maneris, hello from Melbourne, Australia. I have a feeling that last name, Luke Maner, is it right? Could it be Luke's parents watching from Melbourne, Australia? Believe the right back is an Aussie himself. Ball swung in now by that man, Maner himself. Cleared away by Velez, out for an FCMC corner. So the under-18 is really starting to grow into this game right now. Has sacrificed a few good chances in the early stages, but really beginning to find a foothold. So corner for the visitors now. Let's see if we can fashion the first clear-cut chance of the match. Header comes in from Dalton Lewis, and tell you what, he found himself in a good pocket of space there. Maybe should have done better with it. We'll have another look. So the corner came in. Looks like Paul Shaw was over it. A flat ball. Just mistimed his jump a little bit. But a good chance from Lewis and picked up a really good area in between those marks there. Of course, this new Spanish style of half-man, half-zonal marking. Lewiston managed to find himself unmarked and picked up a great area. Unfortunately, just couldn't crane those muscles in his neck enough to snap that header down towards the goal. Velez clear long. Diego makes a bit of a meal out of it. Further clear by Dalton Lewiston. Great touch there by the Velez right back. Good press from Shane, but unfortunately, Velez maintained possession in the center of the park. Crockwell tries to close down, but just played around in one touch. Around Manier, swept clear by Luca. Brought down, possession kept around the back from Velez. Ball clipped over the top, cleared by Dalton Lewiston. Fought for by Shaw in the center of the park, but good play from the home side. Ultimately results in a foul being committed by Diego. Velez looks to play quickly, but the pass is short. Looks like he just topped over the ball there. And now FCMC look to break forward. Velez retreating. Switch of play there from Hamid Hajali. Looking on the right-hand side. The brilliant switch of play, has to be said. Cleared out for yet another FCMC corner. Bit of analysis coming in from DS. Center back's doing well. Defensive mid not tracking back. So one of the problems has been diagnosed from one of our viewers. Not sure. Looking at the producer next to me, she seemed to be nodding in agreement there. We haven't had so much of a foothold in the center of the park. This is looking for Shaw and Lehigh really to take control of this game because the ball's been fought for a lot. But there we see Shaw taking the corner. The flicked header at the near post, just out of the reach of Lewiston, crashing at the back. Ultimately out for a goal kick. We'll have another look at that. So great ball by Shaw again. Signal given there, fizzed in low towards the near post. Number 18, who was out, looked like 17. That could have been Luca from the center back role. Number 18 doing well there to try to get that flicked header. Lewiston at the back post, just a half step too late. Carol Lewiston, Go Team FCMC supporting Dalton from, it looks like Shell Harbour, Australia. Whoa, my goodness, what time must it be in Australia right now? It's either the very early hours, I think it must be the very early hours in the morning. We've got the researcher doing that now. The shot comes in from Rage from number 16, Kilay Crockwell. Flies over the bar, but a good sense of ambition there coming from the Bermudan winger. It is 5:30 in the morning in Australia, so for all our Aussies out there watching at this early stage, we appreciate your support more than anything. That is an incredible shift you guys are putting in, and it looks like West Ham has drawn level against Frankfurt at the London Stadium. They have indeed Mikel Antonio with the goal, so the Jamaican striker makes it 1-1. As we are giving you updates now, so we are just in a bit of a lull waiting for Velez to take the goal kick. Looks like they just made a substitution. Yeah, it looks like one of the Velez strikers has come off. We can see him from our commentary perch. So Velez making subs, of course, as it's a friendly towards the end of the season. A lot of these players, some of them, especially in this Velez setup, maybe fighting for contracts. I know, of course, in England, it is one of the tougher days for academy footballers. A lot of their scholars are finding out their fate this week about whether they're going to sign their first pro deal. But I'll tell you, if anyone out there is watching who did not get offered their first-year pro deal, have a look at us. We're always taking as many players as we can, looking for as the best quality players we can. So if, unfortunately, you've gotten the bad news in the academy setup today, don't worry, not all hope is lost. Fill out an application on our website just as soon as you can, and we will get you out here very quickly as the ball comes back into the commentary position. But the Meniers are just confirming our suspicions. It is indeed 5 a.m. in Australia. Can you imagine getting up to watch that? That is some great commitment there. We've got the best fans in the world here at FC Malaga City. Nothing better. I've never seen parents quite like these support their boys and girls at all hours of the morning, all hours of the night. So at 5 a.m., you can either be having a very early coffee or a very late drink, whichever way you want to slice it. Only depends on if you've went to bed. So it's great to have support coming from all corners of the globe. We are in Virginia. We are in England. We are in Almun, of course, all over the planet right now. Great to have you all here with us. Love seeing all your comments coming in. So thank you for supporting yours and our boys, as we like to take a bit of ownership over the boys out here. We're all one big family. We always like to think of some of these players as our brothers and our sisters. So it's great to have all the support coming from all over the globe. Referee, bit of a talking to for Paul Shaw. Not too sure what's going on right now. Maybe signaling for a drop ball? Shaw looks just as confused as we are, so we'll see what the referee decides. The lumberjack-looking referee seems to be putting it down, letting Shaw play. Okay, it might have been a brief stoppage for a substitution, maybe a ripped kit, maybe a nosebleed, anything along those lines, but your guess is as good as ours. Nevertheless, FCMC have the ball back and are on the press now. That's Shane Brown charging into the area. Brought down, the shot comes in, falls to the edge of the area, another shot comes in. It's all a bit scrappy now, knowing he seems to get clean contact of the ball. Ultimately cleared by the Velez center half. Recollected by Dalton Lewiston, who continues the tradition of booting it up the pitch in these last few minutes. Cleared again. Velez looks to break. Foul whistled for on the backtracking number 18, Luca. Free kick for Velez. So free kick for the home side. Taken quickly. Look to keep possession around the back. Long ball over the top, looking for the run of the striker. Just drifted into an offsides position there. So it'll be a free kick for FCMC. Very well-disciplined line there by the under-18s, doing well just to keep that striker on their behind their shoulder, but being aware of where it was. So really good disciplined defending, ultimately winning the free kick for the offsides decision. Velez win possession back, tries to slip the ball in behind, intercepted by Diego, played out through the feet of Shane. Drives up the right-hand side, lovely little switch of play. Infield to Paul Shaw. Shaw now back to Shea Lehigh. The midfielders combining a bit better here in these recent stages. Ball over the top, but this time number 12, Edwin, whistled for the offsides decision. So we'll have another look. Let's see if he was offsides. Looks like he just drifted maybe a yard, a step or two offsides. So I think the right call from the referee on both ends. First with the call against Velez and then the call against Malaga. Referee doing well so far. Flicked header over the top for the center halves to deal with. Diego does brilliantly. Ball chipped down the left-hand side. That's Shane, but can't find anyone. Out for a Velez throw-in. Dalton is covering very well. Yeah, I think Dalton's been one of those standout players so far today. He's had a few really, really good clearances, a great last-ditch block before the shot could get all the way through to Solikowski in the FCMC net. And, of course, with that chance with the header off the corner. So Dalton Lewiston's been a standout performer so far. More action for him now. This one a bit under less pressure, just marshalling the ball out for a goal kick. Hubert Solikowski to take. So some of you may be questioning why the Polish goalkeeper is in today. So we've had a bit of, not so much a goalkeeping crisis, but we've had a few departures, a few injuries as well in the academy goalkeeping department. Of course, Ryan Koshik, I believe, making his journey home just a few weeks ago. I believe he's looking to start his college career quite soon. So I think he had to go home for orientation, and with so little time left in the season, I think he decided to stay home. Of course, Ryan, the big blonde goalkeeper that we've seen before, we will miss him, a very quality player, and we wish him nothing but the best in his college career and his future endeavors. Of course, the door is always open here at FC Malaga City for a return. And normal under-18s goalie, academy pretty boy, Luca Paiano, has we unfortunately have to report that he has broken a bone in his hand, not exactly sure which. I think it might have been his thumb, but he has broken his thumb, so he will be out for a bit of an extended period of time. So we wish Luca the best in his recovery. But with those injuries come opportunity, and of course Solikowski has jumped at the opportunity to get a bit more games, has fought through a few injuries this season as well, so great to have him back in the net. I'm sure we'll be seeing him coming up as well, a few of the trips coming, so great to have Hubert in goal with us today, bringing his experience from the under-19s this season down to the under-18s for a few matches. Play short, Paul Shaw. Infield looking for Crockwell. His pass out of play. Manier does well, just keeps the ball, allows the team to get set. Good ball there from Luca into the feet of Crockwell, but just couldn't bring it under a spell. Long throw from Velez. Fought for in the corner. Luca with some really good defending. Hopefully it wasn't whistled for a foul there. We heard the whistle go. Looks like it'll be a throw for FCMC. It is Manier over it. Let's take the throw in. Flicked on by Shea Lehigh. Brought down by Kile Crockwell. Manier, Lehigh, Shaw, Crockwell. Great interplay there from those four players. Brought down on the switch by Dalton Lewiston. Lewiston, lovely little drop of the shoulder to turn away from Ron. Evades the sliding challenge. Shane Brown does well to win a throw. Great interplay there. You saw what a combination play that was between, who was it there? It was Crockwell, Lehigh, and Luca was in there. Paul Shaw was in there as well. Ultimately got the switch to Dalton Lewis, and that's the style that FCMC love to play there. Those quick passes in the midfield, that switch of play, hoping to open up those gaps behind the opposition defense. But looks like Velez win it back, try to come forward again, cleared out for an FCMC throw-in. Shea Lehigh wisely slows it down there, just drops it off for Luke Manier. He'll go up the line looking for Crockwell. His pass infield for Lehigh intercepted. Velez will look to possess through the center halves. Ultimately back through the keeper, who took an ambitious position off his line. Does well to play around our strikers. Now the home side look to break over the top. Lewiston with more defensive work to do, but the ball too long into the feet of Hubert. Below us, we can see some FCMC subs warming up, so there may be first half changes in the offing. Not too sure what head coach Adri Dominguez has planned. The ball into the right side, intercepted by Velez. Ultimately out for an FCMC throw. Australian right back Luke over it. Takes it in field, looking for number 17, Hamid Hajali. Hajali loses out. Velez look to possess. Ball cleared only as far as the Australian right back in field for Hajali. He drives forward confidently onto the left foot. The shot comes in, held by the Velez keeper. We'll get a replay of that for you just as soon as we can. We've actually got it for you right now. Hamid Hajali cuts infield onto the left foot. Great camera work by Win Skinner just to follow that ball all the way through to the keeper. As we see the Velez midfielder dancing through quite a few players, does brilliantly to turn away from Shaw Lehigh and Shane Brown. Really nice feet there from the Velez number 6. FCMC do well to win it back. Keep possession through the center halves. Switch of play from Diego, looking for the run of Edwin, but intercepted by Velez, who look to come forward now. At about the halfway stage of this match so far, I'd say these teams are quite evenly balanced right now. The match as well is very evenly balanced. Don't seem to be too many blatant chances on either side. Both teams competing well, trying to implement their style and impose their style. But neither side able to grab a real foothold. Not one side dominating. I'd say possession's very close to 50-50. We've got the statistician working on that in the side. We'll see what the producer thinks. Possession around the 50-50 mark. Yeah, seems possession very easy, very even, in these early stages. Neither side being able to grab that foothold and really starting to turn the screw. Half chances coming in either way, but nothing clear cut yet. Interesting to see which side will blink first. Final third pass completion. I'd love to see the statistics on that because I do not believe it's too high right now. A lot of long ball over the top, but we do have a great team of statisticians and match analyzers here who really put in those extra hard yards watching the footage back and just allowing these coaches to really grasp where their team needs to improve, especially in a match like statistics. It's very easy in training to break down. We need to work on this, but a chance now for FCMC to come forward. Hajali breaks onto the right foot, has Crockwell, tries to feel it in behind for him, ultimately bounces it back to the midfielder, but out for a Velez throw-in. Throw in for Velez on the far side as we come towards the final 15 minutes of the first half. Cleared away. Referee has whistled for a foul. Not too sure. It looks like Shaw has been whistled. Good pressure from the under-18s leads to a few nervy moments from Velez, who ultimately turn it over to Shea Lehigh, and we have signal loss for a temporary moment, but it flashes back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Gomez plays through the feet of Luca. His clipped long ball over the top can't find Crockwell or Edwin on the right-hand side, but Crockwell does really well to keep it in. Keeps possession through Shea Lehigh. Lovely drop of the shoulder and turn by Luca in the center half roll. Back to the feet of Luca now. Played forward. Lovely little ball around the corner there from Manir, who does well to get it back immediately. Infield for Hajali. Really good play here from the under-18s, just finding those gaps in the center of the park. Switch of play over to Shane Brown. Isolated 1 versus 1. Ultimately wins a throw-in. We did have a comment that just said that. So DS, yes, spot on. Midfield needs to find feet. Well, we just saw the perfect example of that right now. The midfield finding feet, and all of a sudden, great switch of play. Winger 1 versus 1 against the fullback. It's exactly the kind of play that we want. So you can see that tiny tweak. The midfielders find a few feet. Shaw gets on it. Shea Lehigh gets on it. All of a sudden, we're out the other way, and a chance could be fashioned. So really good, positive play. You can almost see the FCMC starting to understand and figure out how to break down this Velez side. Jose Luis Santiago, may the best team win, mate. Both teams are pretty talented. Couldn't have said it better myself. Both teams showing some real quality, both on and off the ball right now. Very well organized, has to be said too. Of course, when you don't see many goals, you have to credit the defense. And both teams seem to be really well organized. Shaw comes in, and somehow it doesn't find its way into the net. But what has happened there? So lovely ball again from Paul Shaw, who's been great on set pieces today. Just clipped in towards the back post. It missed the head of Edwin. Somehow it gets cleared away. Another ball. This time it finds the head, hits the post, and then the follow-up goes wide. So chances galore for FCMC in the last 30 seconds. Let's have a look at exactly what happened. So the corner taken short, clipped in. That's Luca with the header off the post. And the follow-up from Lewiston. He's just snatched at the chance. The goal at his mercy, but his left-footed strike can only find the stand behind the net. Huge chance. The first clear cut, the gilt-edged chance of the game falls to Malaga. Fortunately, it goes begging. Positive signs all around, though. FCMC really starting to grow into the game now. We saw that 2 set pieces in quick succession, 2 pretty good chances in quick succession. Should be 1-0 up. Good defensive header from Lehigh there, out for an FCMC throw. Fought for in the center of the park, ultimately corralled by Hajali. His pass for Brown just a bit too far. Velez looks to come forward. Camera position is under siege right now with balls coming through the very few gaps from the pitch to our position. But nevertheless, Velez get us back underway through their center halves. So matches like this tend to be what happen when 2 teams who play similar styles face off against each other. Both teams clearly intent on keeping the ball right now, so neither can really get a foothold as both are trying to do the exact same thing. So normally when you get a nice flowing match of football, it's 2 teams with separate styles, separate ideologies playing against each other and how they can break that down. But when it's 2 teams who set up in the same formation and the same style, you tend to get a match where neither side can really just get a foot on the ball. Since the pressing is so similar, since the positioning is so similar, you can almost match up man for man. So there's not too many spaces to be found. The key to this one will be finding those gaps in those spaces in between the lines and seeing who can break those down with that last bit of quality. Long throw in from the Aussie Lewiston over the top, flicked on by Edwin, ultimately cleared out for a throw-in. About 20 yards further up the pitch, so let's do it again from the same side. Dalton Lewiston, a 3-year veteran of FCMC, of course, who's becoming part of the furniture here now, is the Australian left back. He's been an absolutely fantastic servant to the club, and we really do hope he re-signs for next season as well. Dalton steadily progressed through the academy so far. Lovely little turn there, but unfortunately just loses out. Gomez with some defensive work to do, gets the wrong side of the striker, but does well to recover it back. But back to Dalton Lewiston. He's come, as we said, becoming part of the furniture, been a 3-year player at the club and has risen through the ranks here. Hopefully looking for maybe a spot in one of the senior teams, maybe an under-23s team next year, but he's done fantastically to make it this far in his career. Great person, great player as well. So great to have Dalton Lewison out on the pitch with us tonight. As we see a Velez throw and taken on the far side. One back by Luca, played infield for Hajali. Drop of the shoulder to the right has Crockwell. Keeley Crockwell looks to center into the area. Great ball looking for Shane Brown. His header not too far away, deflected out for a corner. We'll have another look at it. So great ball that from Keeley Crockwell. Swung into a dangerous area. Ultimately headed clear by the Velez defender. But Shane Brown lurking there. So Shaw back over the ball. FCMC clearly in the ascendancy over these last 10 minutes. Different signal this time from Shaw. Flat ball, keeper comes out and claims just before Jolly can get on the end of it. But now FCMC with defensive work to do. But look how quickly they all got back behind the ball. That's really great work rate. Oh, but referee bails out Velez with a what appears to me to be a light foul call. Edwin doesn't agree with it either, but the referee clearly saw a transgression there. Might have been just a bit of a pullback. Not too sure what he saw, but we can only guess. Ball played in field. Good pressure there from Lewiston. Took a gamble and won. Well, you know what? We'll give it to the referee. Calls it consistently. That was light as well, but he got the same call. Lewiston got the same call that the Velez player just did. Free kick for FCMC. There is that man Lewiston on it again. Driving forward, slipped into the left-hand channel for Shane Brown, just too far for the on-rushing winger. Out for the Velez throw, and as we tick towards the final 5 minutes of the first half here in Velez, Malaga. Referee whistles for a free kick. It looks like two hands in the back on Lewiston. Free kick for the home side. Good play from Luca and Diego. Usher the ball back to Hubert Slolokowski. Does well to play around the onrushing Velez striker. Over the top, the shot comes in. Oh, flies just wide of the far post. Let's have another look at that. So ball into the right-hand channel. Brought down by Crockwell. Slipped through in behind to Luke Manier. And his shot just the wrong side of the post. Just too far for the reach of Edwin, but it looks like a touch was had. Not too sure if the keeper got a foot to that, but he must have done. The referee saw it from where he was, and he's got a better vantage point than us. So another chance for FCMC. Paul Shaw on the corner. Driven low into the area. Lehigh couldn't adjust his body quick enough, but it's dropped back to Shaw. The second bite of the cherry. Swings it into the area. High hanging ball. Falls to Gomez at the back post, and he lashes it into the back of the net to give FCMC the 1-0 lead here in the 40th minute. What a finish that is from Diego Gomez. Makes no mistake as the ball drops to his feet and absolutely rifles the volley into the far corner. 1-0 to Malaga. Let's have another look at that. What a finish that was from the Bolivian-American center half. We'll see it again there. It falls. Great communication there between him and number 12, Edwin. Just lets it drop for Gomez on his favored right foot. Makes no mistake with the volley. Powers it into the far corner. And it's 1-0 to Malaga. There is that man, Diego, number 4, at the back with a brilliant finish. We'll give him his goal. We'll give him his dues. Pops up on the score sheet, and all of a sudden, with only 5 minutes to go before halftime, FCMC with an absolute backbreaker of a goal against this Velez side. Devin Sears sharing in the celebrations with us. Vamos, DS, well done, boys. Tell you what, after these last 10 or 15 minutes of play, this is nothing less than FCMC deserve. Have really been in the ascendancy after looking shell-shocked for the first quarter of an hour. They've really grown into the game and have gotten their reward with the better of the chances. Now, the important thing, as Lihei dives in there, referee waves play on the shot from range, goes wide of Solikowski's net. But as I was saying, the important thing now is not to concede before halftime. You've just gotten an absolutely fantastic goal with not too much time left before the interval. Now you have to be more sure than anything not to concede, because, as we always say, the best times to score and the worst times to concede are in the first 5 minutes of the half and the last 5 minutes of the half. And it looks like we're only playing 40-minute halves. So with not 5 minutes to go, with only a few seconds to go, the referee has blown for halftime. So Diego's goal even closer to the whistle now, right on the stroke of halftime. A really big goal for the FCMC under-18s. Takes us into the lead at the break. So 45 down, 45 to go here in Velez, Malaga. We will see you in 15 minutes.
Yeah, so we're in the UK. My first ever trip over to England, and I think it's been a success, to be honest. We're finishing up now our 4-day experience with a tour around Carroll Road. We brought the boys down here last night. They got to see a live Premier League game against Manchester United, and then we're now getting to see the stadium where the Manchester United players and Norwich players were playing last night. So, unbelievable experience. Yeah, I think, it's gone as well as it could have. We have to review it now, and I mean, you can always do better. But for a first hit out, I think we've done a sterling effort, and I can't thank the staff enough, from the media guys to Juan Carlos. Ryan, has been an absolute trooper, I think everyone's really dug in, and it shows kind of what this project's about, that it's not just the glitz and glamour, but we've got people that are really here for the cause and just to do the best for the players.
The best thing probably about the academy is just being able to meet different footballers from around the world and play against the big teams that you wouldn't get to in Australia.
The coaches here are absolutely amazing. They help me in everything, teach me the movements, the run, the passes, what to do and what not to do, and to be honest, I've become such a better player since I've arrived.
If I had to describe football in one word, I would choose magical. It's just a sport that I couldn't describe how much it means to me, and everything revolves around it. And it's just all I have, and it's all I'm gonna have, and it's all I want to do for the rest of my life.
I would say life, because I feel like my life moves around football, and it's just, I'm always watching football, I'm always playing football, and I always have it on my mind.
Probably a dream, God's given me the ability to play, so I'm enjoying it. I have to keep working hard, training, and I'll see where it takes me.
I play football because I love it. Just love playing. I love the game, especially Spanish football.
For me, it's my life. This is my life.
I think I have talent, but like I say, it's not enough for all players. Even if you have talent, you have to work next to training and do everything you can to be at the top level.
Basically, just if you want to make it, just go for it. Train hard, work hard, and don't give up.
Be able to adapt and change to things. Soccer is a very subjective sport, and it's all about the coach's mind and what they're trying to play, but it's really been a fantastic experience for me, and I would recommend you come try it out yourself.
acaba esta noche la reencarnación de Jesucristo. La reencarnación de Jesucristo. ¿Eh? Sábalo, pisaloca. Falta uno. 9. ¿Quién falta?
Welcome back to Live Shots here in Velez, Malaga. The halftime was quite a bit quicker than 15 minutes. So we are back underway quickly with a whole host of substitutions to bring you, none of which we managed to see, as Adri Dominguez did them under the cover of darkness. But to give Diego Campos his credit, the Bolivian-Canadian center back, scores the goal right on the stroke of halftime to give FCMC under-18s the 1-0 lead as we head into the second half. And we will give you those substitutions as we have them. So I see number 19, Josh Young, on the pitch. Who else do I see? We'll try to give you as many as we can. We'll open up the team sheet that we were given. So we'll get those subs in. We see Danny McCaskill has slotted in at right back. There is McCaskill tracking all the way from right back to left back. Number 24, Malcolm has come in. It looks like number 20, Albert, has come in. Pierce Norris has dropped into the midfield. Number 14, number 11, Impala, has come in. There is one of the few first half players that has continued. Luca's still on. Comes into Pierce Norris, it looks like, on the far side. And there's Danny McCaskill on the left. Slips ball into the channel by process of elimination. That must be Albert. Comes in, and that's number 24, Malcolm. His first time ball back to Pierce Norris. Infield for number 4, Diego Campos. Campos looks to switch play, intercepted, searching for number 9, Joshua Young. Pierce brings it down, cycles it back through Hubert Solikowski, the Polish goalkeeper, unchanged for the second half. His chip ball into the right-hand channel, searching for Impala, intercepted, recollected in the center of the park by Shea Lehigh. Josh Young leading the high press, and there's number 11, Impala. Long ball over the top, brought down really well in the chest by Danny McCaskill. Ushers it brilliantly back to Slolakowski. What a bit of quality there from the Scottish Danny McCaskill. Campos to that man McCaskill. Bright orange boots, always a beacon on the left-hand side. Always good to see him wearing those. But the pass across the middle, great 50-50 challenge there from Luca. But sold short on the pass across. Now Velez looks to come forward. Ball chipped in towards the second post, well marshaled by Hubert out of the back, and it looks like coming in at right back is number 25, Pavle. So I think we've read out all the subs. Who has come off? Dalton Lewison has come off. Hamid Hajali has come off. Paul Shaw has come off. Edwin's come off as well. So we see the subs walking past us, so we're able to tell you who's left the pitch as well. So I think we've got close to everyone figured out now. Shea Lehigh stays on. Over to the feet of Luca. Luca back to Shea. Shea now switches play to Pierce Norris. So looks like Pierce has dropped into the left back role. Nope, Pierce is playing center half. Diego Campos is pushed up. Luca stays at right center back. His ball over the top looking for Joshua Young. Intercepted out for an FCMC throw. Impala over to take. Good feet there from the Bolivian-Canadian infield. Campos gets it back, looking for his brace. Malcolm on it now. Into the center of the park, Shea Lehigh. Lehigh intercepted, just dwelt on it a bit too long. Intercepted by Luca, who the center back comes forward into the feet of Campos. Center backs combining. Campos goes for the shot from range, just wide of the keeper's far post. We'll have another look at that. So really good play from Luca. Campos picks it up, finds himself in a pocket of space. Figures, you know what, I've scored in the first half. Why not? Let's have a go from range. Fortunately, just wide of the keeper's right-hand post. Velez keeper whistle goes. So look to go long. So a bit of an interesting tactical tweak there from Velez. All of a sudden going longer now. They were trying to play out in the first half, but down a goal seemingly... Maybe the coach is giving them the instructions to go a bit more direct. McCaskill into the feet of Norris. Norris all the way back to Hubert. Hubert's first time pass for Luca, bit astray. The center half does well to chip it into the feet of Pavle. Pavle infield for Campos. This is the more of the FCMC we like to see. Foot on the ball. Campos drives forward now. Goes into the right channel. Pekesh has continued his run. His cross into the area. Can he find someone at the back stick? Just too far for Joshua Young. But really good play there. Building from the middle through the thirds all the way to the back. Pavle on the right-hand side. Unfortunately, his cross just a bit too far for Young to get on the end of it, who tried an ambitious Zlatan-esque back heel back across the goal. Fortunately, did not come off for Joshua Young, but we love to see the ambition. Long ball intercepted by Lehigh. Infield to Malcolm. Malcolm goes from range. Well held by the keeper. Just didn't seem to have a lot of venom on the shot there. Velez keeper goes long. Velez keeping possession now. Strong challenge out of the back for Impala to chase down the right-hand side. Ball forced all the way back to the Velez keeper. This time decides to keep it short. Pressure from Young and Albert on the far-hand side. This time the pressure from Young pays dividends. Deflected ball out of the back. Lehigh just continues the pressure. Header from Luca looking for Malcolm, intercepted. Great backtrack there from Campos. Cuts infield from Pavle. Pavle gets his foot on it. Decides to keep possession through Luca. Really good composed play from Pavle there just to get his foot on the ball. Switch of play to Pierce Norris. Into the feet of Danny McCaskill. McCaskill chip ball looking for Albert. Just too far, but really good pressure from Joshua Young there. Goes down off the ball. Referee waves play on. Continue to the near side. Chipped ball over the top. Campos to Pavle. Pavle, lovely little drop of the shoulder. Cuts inside. Leaves the Velez player in a heap on the floor. But unfortunately, his pass looking for the run of Young intercepted. Needs to get back behind the ball now, does Pavle. Ball clipped into the left-hand channel. Luca isolated 1-versus-1. Doing well, evading the step-overs. Pavle comes back in, wins it away. Luca needs to clear, does so. Pavle tries to keep it in play, but out for a throw-in. Do have to give a massive shout out tonight to Win Skinner up on the camera. So those close camera you see for his first time, Win is doing absolutely fantastic. One of the players here that's really been keen to help out with the camera work. And he's doing fantastic right now on those close cameras. So all the replays are courtesy of Win Skinner. This camera right now is courtesy of the under-19s Australian striker, Win Skinner. So big shout out to him as the Velez player takes out his frustration on the far advertising board. Bit of a Temery Ketsbaya moment. The Premier League historians will remember that as the former Newcastle player who absolutely kicked the advertising boards into pieces when he scored for Newcastle one game. So for all, I'm sure that's a pub quiz question somewhere. Temery Ketsbaya, who is the Newcastle player that has obliterated the advertising boards, as the shot comes in from Velez out of play. Even the producer giving me a nod of approval there, reaching into the depths of the Premier League knowledge. Of course, that Temery Ketsbaya year, the same year that Lee Boyer and Kieran Dyer decided to take offense to themselves and go swinging at each other in the middle of a match, both resulting in a red card for both of them. Newcastle did finish that game with 8 men. So a bit of the Premier League history for you. Long ball over the top, searching for Impala. Isolated 1-versus-1 on the right-hand side. Can he make a difference? Drives towards the byline. Great turn of pace there, shown from the winger. Squares it. Oh, just can't find the feet of Joshua Young. But great enterprising play there on the right wing from Impala. Brilliant sliding challenge from Shea Lehigh, wins it back in a dangerous area. Has Malcolm in space. Instead goes to Diego Campos. Campos drives, switch of play to Albert. Albert 1-versus-1. Can he do the same as Impala? Albert cuts inside, and a bit of an ambitious attempt there flies over the goal. But let's have a replay of that Impala down the right-hand side. So we'll have another look at that. This is exactly what a winger should do. 1-versus-1. Drives towards the byline. Tries to get the ball across. Oh, really good defending. Great spot picked up by the center half. Cleared it away before any danger. And And we do have to give apologies to Win Skinner, who is in the ear of our producer right now and absolutely livid with the commentator who has just called him Australian instead of a New Zealander. So I have accidentally called the the Kiwi an Australian, and I heard in those parts of the world that is absolutely unforgivable. So I'm sure I will be hearing about that on the ride home. So Win, please accept all the apology I can possibly give. Please don't think too lowly of me. But Win Skinner, definitively from New Zealand. He was born with Kiwi in his blood, is what I've been told. FCMC just keeping possession around the back now as Chelsea take the lead at Old Trafford. It was Marcos Alano. So the Spaniard playing in England is being commentated on by the American in Spain. So a bit of a strange circularity to that. Would have been better if I was English. Would have had a nicer accent too. But Marcos Alonso scores the goal to give Chelsea the lead at Manchester United. Long ball over the top. Hubert should claim that no problem, and does in front of the Velez striker.
¿Cómo que 25, 25, 25?
Great switch of play there, and Paul does brilliantly to take it down. Gets past one, gets past two, drives into the area. Can he get a shot away? Just decides to keep possession. All the way back to the feet of Lucas. Switch of play to Pierce Norris. We have been told in our chat that an equalizer from Cristiano Ronaldo has been scored, as McCaskill looks to double FCMC's advantage here in Spain. But over in England at Old Trafford, Cristiano Ronaldo has equalized for Manchester United. Portuguese legend drawing the Red Devils level. As FCMC go in search of their second, but this time McCaskill on the defensive end just loses out. Ball over the top for Velez. Striker looks to get on it. Wow, a header coming in from close range. Great save by Solikowski. The camera does not know where the ball is. We picked it up with Pierce Norris, but I think Win Skinner managed to get that on the close cam, so we'll bring up a replay of that. Brilliant save from the Polish keeper there. Let's have another look. So chip ball over the top, and the header came in. Hubert wasn't expecting. He might have taken that one off the face. If it was brave goalkeeping there, he might have gotten a very, very quick hand up. But nevertheless, a really good save to keep the 1-0 advantage for Malaga. Now we see Albert driving forward. Switch of play to Impala. Those two combining well thus far. 1 versus 1 again. Instead chooses to go inside for Shea Leahy. Pavle now. Second attempt looks to go in for Malcolm. And again, we are under siege with the balls coming through the few gaps into the commentary position. But thrown for FCMC as Velez make a few changes. And so do FCMC. So number 5 coming on is Calvin Ransbury. Not sure who made way there, but Calvin on. Could have been one of the center halves, possibly Diego Campos as well. So we'll see if we can figure out who made way. I think it was Luca. Might have been the center half. Luca coming off. No, it wasn't. We are being told that it was not Luca coming off. No, because it looks like the right back has gone infield. We can see Pavle, number 25, on the ball now. The right back who has gone infield. So score 1 for the commentator over the producer. As Pavle drops into the center half role, Luca is withdrawn, and Calvin Ransbury comes in at right back. So Campos stays in the center of the park. There's Shea Leahy dropping between the center halves, and the first touch for Calvin Ransbury is a pass back to that man, number 6, Shea Leahy. His switch of play for Pierce Norris makes its way to the South African center half. To the feet of Danny McCaskill. Back to Norris. Norris over to Leahy. Good spell of possession here for FCMC, doing really well just to keep the ball. Velez seem to have dropped off completely. A bit interesting from that high press of the first half, especially down on goal. Seems to have dropped off and seem content to let FCMC have it in their own area. Long ball over the top from Pavle, searching for McCaskill. That wand of a left foot, he's always a threat going forward. This time just can't read the bounce as it skims off the wet turf. I tell you what, there's man of the match so far, Diego Campos. Has the goal and has really just been a commanding presence all throughout the match. Starting in center half in the first bit, and then coming into that number 6/8 role in the second half. For me, he's been the man of the match. Chips ball over the top from Pierce Norris. Here's Danny McCaskill. Can he find Young in the center? Looks like he may have gone for goal there. May have taken the selfish option. Joshua Young was in acres of space. We'll have another look at it. Let's see what the producer thinks as well. Interesting to hear her thoughts. McCaskill, looks like he went for that. Just the way he took a swing at that. Looks like maybe a mishit cross there. Well, if it goes into the top corner, of course he meant to shoot it. But that one went straight to the keeper, so we'll call it a mishit cross for him. FCMC just keeping possession around the back, showing very good composure not to rush it, which of course is always something that teams want to try not to do, but there is a bit of a force, but McCaskill will get on the end of it after the error from the Velez player. More possession for FCMC now around the back. Malcolm dropping in from that striker role to keep possession. Ball onto the near side. Here's Impala. Has Ransbury on the overlap. Impala cuts inside, trips, stumbles, somehow manages to keep the ball. Chipped infield now for Albert. Albert turns away from one, has Malcolm. Turns away from two, does really well to keep possession of the ball. Taking on all comers, has Young ahead of him. Somehow he still kept the ball. Back to Shea Lehigh. Over to Malcolm now. Can Malcolm drive forward? He's under pressure. Velez closing ranks across the back right now. Switch of play all the way back. Ransbury. Now Pavle. Pavle switch of play to Pierce Norris. Norris to McCaskill. McCaskill into the channel for Albert. Albert, the man with glue on his boots, cuts infield. Can he get the shot away? Chips towards the back post. They're looking for Impala. Young gets a touch. Impala drives to the right. Cleared away by Velez at the very last moment before a shot can get away. Further cleared, but only as far as Ransbury. Ransbury turns away from one. Earns himself a yard of space. Infield for Pavle. Pavle switch of play into the feet of Nars. This is brilliant from FCMC right now. All the way over to McCaskill. Started on the left, gone all the way to the right. McCaskill's ball for Young. Can he get a second touch on it? Oh, keeper claims before Young can tuck it away. But wow, it must have been a 20-pass move there from FCMC. Brilliant stuff. We've got two replays to show you. This is the first chance. So this is Albert cutting infield. His chip ball towards the back post. Oh, looks like Young just took it off the toes of Impala. And then we'll see the second replay, that second Joshua Young chance. McCaskill picks it up in a great area with that magical left foot. Just a flat ball straight into Joshua Young. Dips over the center half, but Young just can't direct his first-time effort on goal. Cut away from Lehigh there. Infield, work for Campos to do. Velez keep the ball away, headed clear by Danny McCaskill. Good backtrack there from Albert. Pierce on it. McCaskill one touch into Campos. Campos back to Pierce Norris. Lehigh does well to check his shoulder. Turns that way from pressure. Chooses a safe option to Pavle. Pavle fakes right, fakes left. Ultimately goes to the right. Ransbury back to Pavle. Really good composure again coming from this FCMC defensive tandem. Look how much more comfortable we just seem on the ball right now. It's really great to see. The second half has offered a complete 180 from the first half. Everyone just seems more relaxed, more comfortable on it. Loads of time. That pass goes a bit astray, right off the microphone, so we apologize for that loud bang you just heard. But Velez looked to get us underway. The player in prone position picked up well. We've got snipers on the pitch. Throw-in comes away, turned away from number 14 in the center back role. Cleared out for a, looks like it's going to be a corner for Velez. No change in the European game, so we come back to the most important European game, where FCMC still hold a slender 1-0 advantage over Velez. Though the home side have a corner here and will be looking to equalize. Corner will be an in-swinger. Towards the second post, flicked back across towards the center there, headed clear by McCaskill. Clearance skewed. Pierce Norris ultimately gets it right on the second time of asking. A chance for FCMC to break. Can Impala pick his head up and pick out the switch? Believe he's got Albert there. Impala choosing to go it alone. What a goal this would be. The shot comes in. It's saved. The rebound could go anywhere. Young just can't pick it up in time, but what a run that was from Impala. Goes all the way from one end of the pitch to the other and just unfortunately can't finish it off. Good save from the keeper. Came out, made the angle small, and did just enough there. Jose Santiago asking the important questions. Why was he proning? I'm not really too sure. Don't think he's a sniper out there. Maybe trying to get a snake's eye view of the action. Loves to see the quick feet. Maybe putting himself in the eyes of the serpent. Los ojos del serpiente, as we say here in Spain, but not too sure why he's prone. We'll see if we can get the camera. We'll see if we can get the camera on him again to see if he's still there. And we'll see if we can pull him for an interview after the match and ask him. Pavle, nice little nutmeg there. Back to the feet of Calvin Ransbury. Malcolm dropping deeper now. Loses out, but wins it back. A switch of play to McCaskill. Has Young in space. Ooh, he just put the center half. Tell you what, Joshua Young may have been in behind. McCaskill chose to keep possession through Lihei. Campos tries to go over the top for Impala. Intercepted. But good pressure from Young and a wayward back pass from the center half leaves the Velez keeper with all sorts to do. Joshua Young with the 30-yard sprint across the pitch. Does well to force the long ball. Recollected by Pavle. Hubert now on the ball. Switch of play into the right-hand channel for Pavle. Diego Campos on it. Does well to shield the ball away from two onrushing Velez players. Switch of play from Lihei, looking for Albert, but intercepted by the home side. Velez come forward now dangerously. Runners on the right-hand side. Instead, the striker chooses to go from range easily into the hands of Hubert, never troubling the big keeper. He'll go short into the feet of Pierce Norris. Praises being sung in the comments for that pressure from Joshua Young. Big switch of play looking for Impala. Great first touch, takes him away from pressure. Has Ransbury, instead drops his shoulder, turns inside. Ball plays short to Shea Lihei and then to Malcolm. Now Albert on the right-hand side. We've seen him cut in and try to have a shot on the right foot. This time a bit more composed. Switches play, looking for Impala. Intercepted, but the speedy winger will get back on it. Knocks one over. Shea Lihei on it. Decides to go all the way back to the feet of Pavle. Pavle into the feet of Ransbury. Those two play catch. Lihei dropping between the center halves to get on the ball. Shea into the feet of Pavle. He'll go long looking for the run of Joshua Young. Just hesitated, wasn't too sure where that ball was going to land. Keeper quickly off his line to claim. Elsewhere in Europe, Eintracht Frankfurt have taken the lead at the London Stadium in England. Frankfurt 2, West Ham 1. Shea Lihei intercepts that. Quick 1-2 played between Impala and Ransbury, but Ransbury's back pass does just enough to evade the onrushing Velez striker. But Solakowski and Norris do well enough to scramble away from the Velez press. Ransbury back on the ball. Campos in space, should turn away. Does well to keep possession back to Pavle. All the way back to Hubert Solakowski. The Velez line creeping ever higher now. Long ball intercepted as Velez looks to go forward quickly into the feet of Hubert. So there could be anywhere between 20 minutes and 10 minutes to go. Of course, we played 40 in the first half. So we could be playing an 80-minute game. We may be playing a 90-minute game. We're not entirely sure. But as we tick towards the 70th minute, FCMC still holding that slender 1-0 advantage and would love to get an insurance goal here. Velez press is just ramped up in the last few minutes. FCMC needs to be careful that they're not dwelling on the ball like that as the home side looks to come forward now. Recollected in a dangerous area. The shot comes in from range. Good save from Solokowski. The rebound's still alive, though. Drives towards the byline. Can he square it across? The shot rifled off the post and out for a goal kick. FCMC living dangerously. Just as I said, it had to be careful not to give the ball away. Velez break. A wayward pass from Lihei, it looks like, was the problem. As recollected in a dangerous area, the shot came in from range. Good initial save. Ball was knuckling. Didn't see it till late. Came through quite a few legs. Then around Norris, the shot clatters off the post and out for a goal kick. FCMC needs to be careful not to concede. The rain has come back to Velez Malaga. A hazy mist hangs over the sky. Great conditions for passing the ball, not so much if you're one of those cold-blooded players who's got no skin layer on. But Young keeping warm, pressuring high now. Combination of him and Lihei ultimately lead to a Ransbury interception. Josh Young peels off into space. Instead, Ransbury chooses to go to Impala. His first-time ball swung dangerously into the area. Cleared just before it gets to the head of Young. Calvin Ransbury now back to the feet of Pavle. Pavle into Shea Lihei. Shea Lihei swung into the area. Referee blows the whistle for offside. FCMC have it in the back of the net, but the whistle goes first for an offside. Let's see if that was the correct decision. So Lihei had picked it up. Yeah, looks like he drifted. Looks like he drifted into the outside. Camera 2 right now was trying to get a very artsy shot of the rain against the light. Didn't quite work. But FCMC come forward again, squared. Good clearance there from the Velez center half. We'll have another look. Winskinner again, he's got it now, so we may cut the replay short. But we see there Albert driving into the box. Let's get a shot of that rain right now. Not too much happening on the pitch. And look at that camera work. First time close cameraman Winskinner, the New Zealander, we'll say, has a lovely shot of the rain there. Camera 1 must be getting wet because he's not too focused on the ball right now, but we've got him back now to see what it seems like a broken record. FCMC just keeping possession around the back, but you can see how much that Velez line has crept forward. Malcolm, who was slated as a striker before, must have dropped back into midfield because he's getting on the ball in very, very deep areas. Solokowski to the feet of Gomez. Gomez comes forward back to the feet of Hubert. Hubert his clipped ball into the feet of Pearson. Pierce's long ball into the channel, searching for Danny McCaskill. McCaskill does well to recollect. Back to the feet of Albert. Those two try to play together, but intercepted by Velez. Apologies for that bit of a yawn. It's been a long day here in Almun. Diego Campos comes forward, switch of play to Impala. Impala to the feet of Ransbury as FCMC continue to play around this Velez press. Pierce drives forward away from the press of the right back. So the center back going on a mazy run here. Squares into the area. Not a bad ball there, forcing the Velez player to clear out for an FCMC throw-in. Great run that from Pierce Norris. Great service at the end as well. Wins a corner for the away side, who look to find that all-important second goal. Corner swung in, cleared. FCMC not committing too many players forward. The shot comes in on the rebound, brought down by Impala. Chance for him to drive into the area. Ball just hung up on the turf. Tries to swing it in again, somehow stays in play. Impala again wins it back. Malcolm to track behind, gets whistled for a foul.
9, 5 partidos, 18 a posteriori, un partido. Todo no está mal. Un día de clausura y
Joshua Young tracking back. Good play there, but somehow breaks in the left channel for Velez. Cuts infield, the shot from range. Whew, whistles past Lolakowski's near post. Looks like the big keeper had it covered, but we'll have another look at that. Alarm bells ringing for FCMC. Turned away well from Malcolm. The shot came in, always spinning away. You can see it with the right footer, taking it, going away from Hubert's goal. As you can see the rain picking up now. FCMC intent just to go a bit longer. Great ball out to Ransbury, brings it down brilliantly back to the feet of Pavle. Till the chill in the air has just picked up as we tick towards the last few minutes of play here in the second half. Ransbury with space to run in front of him. Does well to shed the challenge of 1 and 2. Clipped behind for Young. Young squares. Is anyone arriving? No. Albert just too far away, but keeps it in. Second bite at the apple for FCMC. Infield for Campos. Campos turns away from 1, but Velez recollect in the center of the park. Rain chucking it down now outside as Velez midfielder dances away from 1, 2. Looks to have been fouled and held back. A backtracking Impala does well. Pierce Norris loses out in the air, but a chance for Velez to break right now. Malcolm commits the foul, and it'll be a free kick for the home side in a dangerous area. So good pressure from Velez there. Led to a turnover in the attacking third. Ultimately leads to a free kick. Nervy moments here for FCMC as we tick towards what is either the final 5 minutes or the final quarter of an hour. But a free kick for Velez. Player over the ball post. Should just clip this one in. Does so, looking towards the second post. Headed back across. I think that one might have been a designed play there. But clearly someone from Velez not clued into what it was. But it doesn't look like the defense was too great there, as the Velez player really did win that header, and there was acres of space in the left side of that area. So I think one of the Velez players made a mistake there. But Hubert happy just to let the ball, leave the ball at his feet right now. Gets play back underway through Pavle and then through Calvin. FCMC just pressing. Seems the home side is tired right now. That press was high before, gone away, but a great drop of the shoulder from Impala. Finds himself in acres of space. Can he trouble the back line? Cuts right, cuts left, into the feet of Malcolm. Malcolm tries to switch play, gets dumped to the turf. Referee whistles for a foul. Free kick for FCMC.
¿Cuántos leones lo habéis cercado?
¿Qué?
Al número 11, ¿cuántos leones lo habéis cercado?
Malcolm and Albert looking as interested parties for the free kick right now. Looks like it will be Albert over the ball. So Albert, of course, from the under-21s is dropped down to the 18s to play this match. Needs minutes, of course. So always happy to get some time in a competitive match. He will be over this free kick. So, free kick chance coming from Albert here. Most important thing would be to hit the target, especially in these slippery conditions. Goalkeeper will have trouble holding anything. Shot comes in straight at the goalkeeper. And a big, strong hand over the top, but you can see the lack of confidence from the keeper there with the rain pouring down. Doesn't want to risk holding that and having it slip through his hand, so he took the safest option, parried it over the bar. But a good free kick there from Albert was definitely causing trouble. And if the keeper doesn't intervene there, mistimes it, it's in the back of the net. McCaskill over to take the corner. Seems very happy just to slow everything down, take his time. Again, we're not exactly sure how much time is left. The signal comes in. This will be a left-footed in-swinger. Swung in towards the near post. Cleared at the first attempt. Cleared it further at the second attempt. Only as far as Pavle. His first time ball, looking for McCaskill, intercepted, chance for Velez to break, but Ransbury behind the ball should go all the way back to the goalkeeper right now, who is very, very high. In those situations, you tend to want to be dropped back to give yourself as much time as possible. But Norris ushers it back to Solikowski again, who goes long, brought down well by Albert. That free kick taker turns away from one and all of a sudden has some space in front of him. Young ahead of him, McCaskill behind him. Lovely little 1-2 there, played with Shea Lee. Hey, McCaskill on it. Turns goalwards into the channel for Albert again. Albert looks to cut inside. Some great step overs. Nifty footwork there. Cuts right, cuts left. Chooses to go back to McCaskill. McCaskill drives towards the byline. Can he deliver? He does so. Too close to the keeper, though, who claims without too much pressure on him. Into the final maximum 10 minutes. Long ball over the top. Intercepted by Campos. Young gets on the end of it. Drives in the area. Can he get a shot away? Lashes it from a close angle. Out for a goal kick. Young asking for a penalty. Seems to have been dumped to the turf after that shot came away. We'll have another look at it. Shot comes in. He did get fouled, but he got the shot away. Can't knock the referee for not giving anything there, especially since he got the shot away. You can see why Young is asking for it, but as a ref, got the shot away, had it on target, so not too big of an issue there. Young fighting for it, ultimately wins it to the feet of Albert. Albert turns away from one, turns away from two. Just needs to keep possession. Tries to find McCaskill. Pass intercepted, but only out for an FCMC throw-in. McCaskill dumped to the turf. Free kick for FCMC. Great footwork there from Danny McCaskill. Did great to turn away from two. Ultimately fouled, and now he'll pick himself up, dust himself off, and take the free kick. Left-footed outswinger for Albert at the front post for Joshua Young. Saved by the keeper. It's on the line, and it's scrambled in by Pierce Norris. It's 2-0 for Malaga. After a great reaction saved by the keeper at the first attempt, Norris follows up at the second, makes no mistake, blasts it in off the crossbar, and it's 2-0 to Malaga, and surely that is that here in Velez, Malaga. Pierce Norris makes no mistake on the second time of asking. We'll have another look at it. Pierce Norris with the goal. Danny McCaskill, ball swung in, gets by Albert. Young with the shot, saved on the line by the keeper, and then Pierce following up, the quickest to react. A real striker's, poacher's instinct there. Stabs it in with the right boot off the underside of the bar. 2-0 to Malaga, and that surely must be that. There was confirmation of that Pierce Norris goal. So we are back to live shots now as we tick towards the final few minutes here at Estadio Velez. Good backtracking there from Impala just to prevent Velez from breaking. But tell you what, this would be a great result for the under-18s right now against a Tercera Academy side coming away from home, poor conditions, with a mixed squad as well. Running away 2-0 winners would be a fantastic result. Not too much longer left to weather the proverbial storm. Great line-breaking pass there from Lehe, and a great touch from Albert out to McCaskill. His first-time ball in behind, looking for the run of Young. Ultimately finds its way to Impala. Could be 3 here. The striker just couldn't bring it back across for Young, but what a ball that was with the left foot from McCaskill. Currently, the commentary and the production team is discussing what the word proverbial means. It sounds like Wynn Skinner up there with that New Zealand education has told the university-educated Ellie Brett producer what the word proverbial means. So score 1 for the dictionary. The master's degree means nothing when it comes to vocabulary, apparently. But if you need a great sports analyst, look no further than Ellie Brett. while we're bringing her up, it's a great time to mention none other than the one, the only Ellie Brett, sitting to my left tonight on production now, as the Cheers Mate production team has been decimated by matters out of our control. Ellie Brett has stayed steadfast in her duty to work the camera, to work the computers next to me, with a massive smile on her face and a chipped fingernail herself, always there with the smile next to us. So great to have her on the stream with us tonight. Of course, Win Skinner up top on the camera with a whole host of wide-angle camera people up with him. So big thank you. We've got Kyle Roberts up there with him. So a novice camera crew up with us tonight, but without them, we wouldn't get these games brought to you. So big shout out to them, braving the cold and the rain tonight. And with that, it's 5 minutes before again, and the referee blows for full time. So that great result holds for the FCMC under-18s. An incredible result here in Velez, Malaga, as the under-18s run out 2-1 winners. A man of the match performance from Diego Campos, scoring the goal in the first half before Pierce Norris put it beyond doubt 5 minutes from time. So a fantastic result for this under-18 side. Adri Dominguez will be delighted with the team's performance, and we will see you very, very soon. A few big showcase games coming up, so keep your eyes peeled to social media to find out when the next streams will be. But until then, thank you all for being with us tonight. It was great to be back behind the microphone. Great to hear from you all, of course, in the comments. And until the next game, good night.